Our in-studio guest today, guest DJ, Gerard Oakley from Cabell-Huntington Hospital and the Edwards Comprehensive Cancer Center. But I tell you what, by the time I get through where you work and this was a gynecologic oncologist.
That's a pretty full business card in there.
You couldn't get that on the back of a football uniform, could you?
My business card is actually about newspaper size.
With all of the phone numbers that we need to get a hold of you. You're a busy man, obviously, as we say, you're one of very few in the state of West Virginia and certainly in the tri-state, and we are thrilled to have had you here in this town, I guess, for what, 12 years now?
12 years.
12 years. And you came here 14 years, am I correct, in the Air Force?
Was in the Air Force for 14 years.
Doing what in the Air Force?
Well, going to medical school and then getting additional training. So I had 4 years of medical school and then 4 years of residency and then 3 years of fellowship and then 7 years of Air Force.
So then you're thinking the Air Force career has played out. We want to do something a little bit different. So you begin sending letters like anybody would, kind of like a resume kind of a thing, right? Here I am, talk to me, and you get a phone call from Huntington.
From Huntington, West Virginia, from Bob Nerhood, who was the chairman of the OBGYN department. Mm-hmm. And he had heard from somebody that I was getting out of the Air Force, looking for a job, and they were looking for an oncologist at the time and said, well, you want to come and take a look. And so I was on call at the time at the hospital, so I called my wife, Tanya, and said, you want to go to Huntington? And she sort of listened, and she kind of said, Huntington Beach? Sure, I'll go in a second. and so I told her the beach was the Ohio River, and so we came and looked and really enjoyed.
Obviously, if you didn't love it, you wouldn't still be here all of these years, right? And Tanya, of course, has really taken an active part with her work with the Ronald McDonald House.
Right. Yeah. She was. Took care of our 4 kids for a number of years and was looking for something to do as they got older. And
did you ever consider, though, in these 14 years of ever taking her to Huntington Beach, maybe? A little second honeymoon?
I've given her several postcards from that just so that she can see what the sand and the ocean look like. But we don't really have any plans to go to Huntington Beach.
What are hobbies for you, by the way? I mean, you want to get away from the stress. I mean, obviously, your title, as long as it is, you put in some very, very long hours.
Yes.
You do a lot of traveling, I know, as well.
Mm-hmm.
So suddenly you get somewhat of a break. What do you do?
As macho as it sounds, I'm a knitter. I knit.
It's probably relaxing, isn't it?
Very, and it helps with
like Rosie Greer used to do in those beer commercials.
I don't know if you did or not, but I just picked up knitting. Actually, some of the ladies in the OR, we were joking around one day, and I was having trouble with cramps in my fingers, and I said, "Well, gosh, what can I do about this?" And one of the ladies says, "Well, you have to learn how to knit." And I said, "Oh, okay, well." So they got me a little learn to knit kit. From AC Moore or somewhere like that, and I picked it up and just started doing it, and found out I liked it.
What are you making?
Oh, I've made some hats, a bunch of hats, a bunch of scarves.
You didn't bring any in?
No.
But I know you probably took care of all the nurses at Christmas this year, didn't you, with that?
Well, actually, what happened about a year ago, I made a sweater. And a sweater is like it's really kind of turning your life over to knitting needles. It's every time you sit down, it's kind of like you have this cloud hanging over you. I've got to do the sweater. I've got to do the sweater. And that sort of turned me off a little bit to it.
So who's wearing the sweater?
It's sitting at home. It fits. One sleeve isn't longer than the other.
All right, we're back with more with Gerard Oakley from Cabell-Huntington Hospital. It's 7:58 on Magic 97.9.